With RCR Wireless News, I'm Kyle Loda, here with Steve Brumer from 151 Advisors. Now, Steve, you've got a panel coming up here in a little bit talking about the hits and misses of IoT. So we'd love to get your insight in some of the challenges that companies are facing with mass IoT deployments.
So we're talking about after POCs?
After POCs, yes.
Okay, because there's a lot of misses going on there. So I would say the deployment challenges that are happening right now, and there's a lot of people that were raising their hand yesterday saying there's only 5 people in the whole room in the auditorium saying they've deployed over 50,000 units. So there's a lot of challenges on getting to that deployment. But I would think that the integration issues are hard to overcome right now. Trying to figure out how you deploy all that, what is the ROI, and then how do you get it to the point of where it's producing the data and the data is being analyzed. So those challenges exist, and just total integration challenges related to deployment.
And so then outside of the challenges,
yeah,
are there specific industries and verticals that you've seen that are quicker to adopt and open to, digitally transforming?
Yeah, I would say it's the same vertical market segments that have been successful for the last 20-something years that I've been doing M2M. And that is asset tracking, clear-cut ROI, need to find out where that is, large deployments. I just saw a new LTE tracker with a 1-year battery for $21. So now you're starting to get to the prices of where they're disposables and throwaways for a year, and the pricing is not an issue. You're seeing utilities still continue to be water, oil, gas, electric, a lot of things now going in underdeveloped countries, third world countries, where that's a huge part of the sensor technologies that are happening. So I think that's a great big one. And then you're still seeing smart buildings, the connectivity of factories, anything related to being able to take all that sensor data and the mechanisms of control with an IoT solution being that. This show has got a ton of them, and it's great to see. Not only are we in Testbed Alley over here, but you're seeing a lot of demos on the floor on the industrial side for factories, which are incredible.
Any specific demos that have caught your eye?
I think some of the robotics, the factory automation robotics stuff that's going on, being able to control them virtually anywhere from a phone to a laptop to a control panel scenario has been really good. So ABB has got a huge place over there. Even some of the ones over here that were here with this group here with YPro, this IoT connected worker helmet that's there. I took some pictures of that because I really think that's a really interesting idea as to connecting workers. So I think we're starting to see this industrial worker factory integration happening in a bigger way.
So let's talk connectivity for a second here. There are lots of different options.
You're setting me up, aren't you, Carl?
There's different options. So
yes.
I'm curious, when you're talking to folks, how do you really help them identify what are the best options for their specific use case?
I think you just answered it. It's for their specific use case. Today's technology, we're looking at companies that are still deploying 2G around the world. South America for sure, Africa for sure. 2G works, 3G works, 4G works. I know you're going to bait me into 5G, but I'm not going to go there until you ask me. And then you're seeing a lot of LoRa. The LoRa Alliance people are here in droves, and NB-IoT is being discussed, but we're not seeing a lot of products and a lot of things are related to that. We're seeing a lot of BLE, a lot of Bluetooth and Zigbee and Z-Waves things here, especially on the factory floor for control within a small environment. All of the networks are the easiest part. And I kind of look at the easy parts being modules, hardware. There's enough gateways here that you can line them up from, 4 new manufacturers I never even heard of a year ago are here selling gateways. And then the modules and the airtime, all that stuff is kind of easy. The hard part still is solving the problem for the customer, looking at the data, getting it analyzed, using more than 10% of the data that's coming off of these projects, and being able to say, okay, here's an ROI based on the data that I'm getting from the sensors that are being deployed. So I still think we have to start to focus more on the end user and the problems we're solving and work our way backwards.
I'll wait to really ask the 5G question until Mobile World Congress. How about that?
No, come on. I set you up to set me up.
Well, thanks, Steve. We appreciate your time.
No worries.